Good morning, my fellow freedom enthusiasts. It's me, Dr. D. It has been a little bit since I have been able to talk to you all, and it is early on this Tuesday morning. I am up running kids around to camp and all the things already, but I wanted to share something with you all. If you are subscribed to the Freedom Journey, then you get the emails, and you know that recently the buddies and I took a trip to Paris and Cairo, and it was absolutely amazing. Now, this was a trip that has been 2 years in the making for me, and I am so excited that I was able to do this for them. It was a big surprise. They had no idea that we were even going. Not until we pulled up to the airport did they realize we were going to Paris. And it wasn't until we got back to the airport to go to Cairo did they find out we were going to Cairo. So everything was just a surprise. And did it all with 4 backpacks. 3 people, 4 backpacks, no luggage at all, just straight carry-on backpacks. Don't ask me how. It was tough, but we did it. But something occurred right before this trip for me in my freedom journey. And it is something that is long overdue. It was a mindset shift. A mindset shift surrounding money. If you know me, I'm a single mom of 2. And I do all the things, and I make sure my buddies, are doing the things that they want for the most part. No is a word in a complete sentence, but we're all about experiencing life, and money as a single mom is that thing that will have you ready to crash out, ready to catch case, ready to act a fool, and just the whole process of it all, right? Like, if you're a single parent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're a parent in general, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so, again, being a single mom, sometimes you look up and it's just, you're like, the math not mathing. How is this possible? And not because you are overspending or, any of those things. It's just life happens. Everything that could have gone wrong before that trip financially went wrong. Some major issues, some major pricey bills came up unexpectedly that had to be handled right before that trip. But nonetheless, we had a fabulous time, and that didn't stop us from having that fabulous time. And that mindset shift again began occurring before we even left for me. And it was just decentering money. That's the best way that I can describe it. And it was something that I had been praying about. I think I'd only told one friend, and that was after the culmination of the shift had been complete, and that was after I returned back to the States. You all, when you gain a new relationship with money, I'm not talking about the budgeting. I'm not talking about the finances. I'm not talking about, handling our money in a godly manner. I'm not discussing any of that right now. I'm just talking about when you allow him to change your mind about money, about your relationship with money, how you view money, and how you can realize how much money controls you, limits you, and just puts you in this downward spiral sometimes. And I'm not saying that the finances have changed. I'm not saying that an increase came, a huge financial blessing came, in a physical form of money. I'm saying that the blessing was my thought process, how I viewed it changed. And the decisions and how I move changed. And it became more so of a point of me going back to the life that God wants me to live, me going back to making sure that I am in alignment with that, because in that there's freedom. Not saying that problems won't arise, issues won't arise, not saying that tough times won't arise. That's just life. That's the way it is. It will. But me going back to just being in ultimate alignment, I realized that money was a hindrance. My relationship with it was a part of that. That was keeping me captive, was a part of that. And I had to change my mindset around how I viewed it. The bills still get paid. I still have the same amount of bills, the same amount of income going in, the same amount going out. Nothing's changed in that regard as of yet. But how I view it has. How I look at it has. Even how I budget has. And I'm going to tell you how it has. I am looking at this budget now in terms of, what am I supposed to be doing with my life? How should I be living my life? What has God said is most important for me to do in this world with my time on this earth? And that has even shifted how I budget. How I pay myself has shifted. How much I save has shifted. You know, how much I am trying to put on these bills has shifted. And that is because I have to stay in alignment. And so it's been very freeing. It's been a breath of fresh air. It's been a humongous weight of stress off of my shoulder. And not saying that I'm like, ooh, you know, that bill is coming up from time to time. But even then, it's still different. It's just, I can't really even describe it or put my finger on it, you all. But it's just different. But I definitely wanted to share that, to just say, if there's a blockage that you have in your freedom journey, sometimes it is not the mountain physically being removed from in front of you. Sometimes it's not the prayer of making it through the mountain. Sometimes it is just changing your mindset around the mountain. There's a motivational speaker, and I wish that I could remember her name right now. She was on the basement, and she's climbed a mountain. And I want to say it was, I don't want to misspeak, so I don't know what mountain it was. Really tall one, really tough one. If you know anything about that, it's really hard, because when you climb up, you have to climb down. Nobody can come get you after you've succeeded to climb up. You still got to go back down on your own. So it's a tough journey. But she said something. She said, it's just a mountain. That's mindset. When you change your mindset around something, it changes everything about it. So what mindset shift do you need to have in regards to your freedom and your ability to stay in the flow of it? Just something to think about. All right. Love y'all. Bye.